to be making more consistent videos, and this isn't an empty promise. Like, I'm genuinely serious. The only times that I'm not going to film is when I am punished or I am loaded with homework because I am in school. So, right now finals is going on, so I've been studying a little bit, like a lot actually. So like, I'm super stressed out, which is why I haven't posted a video in a while. Also, I don't film when my room isn't clean, and I'm a procrastinator, so that's often, and I'm very sorry about that, but I'm trying to keep my room clean now. It looks absolutely stunning. I'm excited. I am happy with it. I'm content, so I will be filming more. Hey guys, it's Gabby. So today I have a story time for you, and you know those people that nothing ever goes their way? Well, that's me. You're looking at a prime example of a shitty handful of life. So Valentine's Day has never been my thing. I've always actually hated it. I've thought it was overrated, but that could be because I've never had a date on Valentine's Day. And I was in a relationship for a really long time, and I still didn't have a date on Valentine's Day because my ex-best friend, I'm sure you can guess why we're not friends anymore, dumped my boyfriend on Valentine's Day last year, or the year before that. So Valentine's Day has never been my thing. So this Valentine's Day, because I was super single, I was going to have an anti-Valentine's Day party with my best friend. Well, that day did not go as planned at all. Originally, we were supposed to go see How to Be Single, and we went to go see it. But the events even before that were miserable. So we wanted to go a little bit later, like not when I got to his house right away. We were just gonna hang out, and then we were gonna go like later on. But his sister wanted to go as well as like a last minute add-on, and she wanted to bring her best friend and then her other sister, which was fine, whatever. So we had to change the times because one of the sisters had to work. That sped up the process, and we were not prepared. We did not have popcorn. We did not have like anything that was supposed to go our way. It just did not go our way. First off, How to Be Single is more like How to Relationship. So if you're single and you want to feel good about yourself, don't watch that movie on Valentine's Day especially, because Valentine's Day sucks. We had to go to Cumberland Farms to get food, and we didn't have time to go to the dollar store to get the candy because there was no way I was paying for $5 for a candy box. So we were going to go to the dollar store, but there was no time, so we went to Cumberland Farms, and we ended up with their lousy pizza, which is actually pretty good. It's not that lousy, but like still, for a movie, really. The movie was alright. It wasn't as great as I thought it was going to be, and it wasn't as great as I had hoped it would have been, but it was alright. From there, we went home, and on the way home, Brendan was told some unfortunate news, which sucked to hear, especially on Valentine's Day. So he was like laying down in my lap, and it was really uncomfortable because I'm not one that likes to be touched. And he doesn't do that either. It was really weird, and like that kind of just like put a whole downer on the day. It was like, yeah. And then when we got home, I was like, okay, well things will get better, right? We get to the house, and the door won't open because Brendan forgot his keys. Wonderful, right? Great. So now I'm stuck. We went and we called the parents, and the parents said that they were in Cape Cod. But they weren't. They were really just at their friend's house. So we got the key from Melanie, which is his sister, who is also his neighbor, and she brought us back to Amanda, which is one of the sisters, the one that had to go to work. So she was at work, and we had to go there to get the keys. So we get the keys, and the key still doesn't open the door, so now I'm stuck at Melanie's. Melanie has 5 kids. I love them all. There's a lot of kids. There's 5 kids roaming around the house, plus the other kids that are there, like, hanging out with one of the kids. And so then there's, like, Melanie and whatever, so we're like, okay, we'll get in the car. So Melanie wants to go get alcohol and food for her husband, because it's Valentine's Day. Or her boyfriend? Is it her boyfriend? Wants to get food for her boyfriend because it's Valentine's Day and alcohol. And so I'm waiting outside of the alcohol store, and like an idiot I call the Chinese place because that's what I wanted. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get Chinese, that life is gonna be good, it's all gonna be alright. Well, I call them, and they call me, and they're like, we're sitting outside, and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, I did not know that Melanie was gonna be so long in the liquor store. So I'm like, this is just great. Like, okay, whatever. I shouldn't have called. That's my fault. So I can't even talk to the person because I have really bad anxiety. So I passed the phone over to Brendan, and Brendan's like, we'll be there in 5 minutes. We had gone to Burger King before we went to the liquor place. I was holding on to Oreo milkshakes for the 5 kids, and they were fine. I was afraid they were gonna spill, and they didn't. That was fine. Finally, we pull up to the house. And she backs up into ice. All the milkshakes are covered on me now, and she's like, I have to clean her off. But the Chinese guy's waiting outside, and she's like, you get off and wait, you a-hole. And like, it's just like a big deal. And he freaks out, and I'm like trying to clean off or whatever before I go and pay the guy. When I see him, he throws the Chinese food at me. Like, literally, he was like, here. And like, he threw it at me, and he didn't even tell me the price. So then he was sitting there waiting for me to give him the price, and I was like, I don't know how much this is, so can you please tell me, because that would help. That's how business works, you know? I'm like, okay, this is just great. Now the guy runs off after he gets his cash, and then he flies in the car. He flies, and I get a phone call, and it's from the Chinese company, and I'm like, I'm not answering this. What the heck? You just gave me my meal, and you were terrible to me. Like, I'm sorry that I was 5 minutes late, but it's your job, you know? Delivery man, hey. So after that, I'm covered in milkshake, and I get in the house, and she doesn't have any paper towels. Oh, and mind you, we're still locked out. She's cleaning me off with a sponge, and like, I felt kind of like a dog because I kind of had to sit on the welcome mat, which was like totally understandable. I understand why she was doing it, but it like sucked for me. We finally get in the house, and I'm like, oh, yes, I can wash the clothes, and I can just relax, whatever. Yeah, the detergent was frozen, and then there was a sock that was frozen as well. So like, yeah, it was really cold in the basement. I'm a real idiot when it comes to my ex. I constantly go back, and I don't do it anymore, but I used to constantly go back, and I think February was like the last straw. On Valentine's Day, he contacted me, and we were talking, and I was like, hey, maybe we're gonna get back together. Hey, that'd be cool. Come to find out, he's telling me he loves me and all this, and he's like, oh yeah, I love you so much, blah, 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 blah. The next day he was on a date with a girl, and then he had me pick him up. I didn't know he was on the date. He had my mom pick him up because he didn't have a ride. So we brought him all the way home just to find out that he has a girlfriend. So, I mean, I guess I did a good deed for a shitty person, but whatever. So yeah, that was my Valentine's Day. How was your Valentine's Day? Leave it in the comment section below because I would absolutely love to hear about it. And that was not sarcasm, that was genuine. I just am a sarcastic bitch. I would love to know if it was great, if you had a magical time, if he made you those cute little jars of like love, or if you were single like me and had a shitty time. So if you enjoyed videos like this, thumbs up so I know to do more, because I have a lot of story times, because I will probably never run out because my life is so shitty and I got handed the shitty deal. This is getting kind of awkward, so I'm gonna go, so bye!